Let's continue our ongoing coverage of what is happening over in Boston. I now take you across to South African veteran journalist Charlene Smith, who joins me on the line from Boston, where the marathon took place. Charlene, good morning to you. Thank you for your time. I wish you and I were talking under better circumstances. What is Boston like this morning?
Very quiet, very shocked. People are really shocked. This is a very peaceful city. It's a very kind city. It's a very quiet city. And nobody expected this. This isn't the sort of place where you anticipate this happening. I had a phone call from someone yesterday afternoon, and he said, "Did you feel those, the building shake?" And I said, "No." And as I said that, we heard sirens going off everywhere, and I then started looking up and could see tweets starting to come about the bomb. And a little while later tried to get into Boston because my nephew was at the marathon and couldn't get in. They'd completely shut the city. They'd blocked off the rivers. There were even Navy boats in the rivers and police everywhere. So it's very, very strange for Boston to be like this. This is such a peaceful, safe city.
As far as the facts that we do know that we're receiving over here, we understand 3 people have now died as a result of this. We understand one of them to be a very, very young child. The authorities where you are at the moment, what are they telling you? What are your sources telling you about what actually happened? Who is potentially responsible for this, and how are they managing any further problems?
What's very interesting about the coverage is there's been no mention of Al-Qaeda or any foreign terrorist grouping, and lots of people are talking about the significance of this weekend. On April the 14th, it's the anniversary of the American Revolution. It's also close to the time of the Oklahoma bombing, which was a right-wing bombing, also the Waco bombing. So there seems to be a sense here that this is highly likely it's domestic terrorism. Also the bombs, they were filled with ball bearings and nuts and bolts to create maximum damage. They seem to be bombs that were homemade bombs. They weren't particularly big bombs. There were 5 bombs, only two of which went off. They were placed in a way that, so when you started running from the one bomb, people started running down. My nephew and everyone started running down the road away from the bomb and headed directly towards the second bomb. And if the other 3 bombs had gone off, they were situated so they would have been across the road. The people would have been caught in the middle of these bombs. Some people are already suspecting, is this something about the gun lobby? There's very vigorous attempts to introduce gun control, which are resisted by certainly the conservative group. Some people are thinking that, but we really don't know at this moment. But what's interesting to me is that people have made no mention of Al-Qaeda or anything like that.
I also understand, Charlene, and please correct me if I am wrong, there is another big public holiday in America today. The name leaves me for a moment, the name of the public holiday, but are you seeing a lot more heightened security than you normally would have for this time of year in America?
The day of the bomb yesterday was Patriot Day, and it's only Patriot Day in Massachusetts. And it was a public holiday here. So that's what made the bomb so terrible, because lots of people take their children to the Boston Marathon. It's a big event. So that's why an 8-year-old little boy died yesterday, because he was one of those who was watching the game, the marathon. So that's what made it really awful, because it's a place and a time that's celebrated in Boston. People make it a public event. They take picnics down. They go and watch the marathon. And that's why lots of people are here are saying, does it have something to do with that event?